Hello, and welcome back, everybody, to another episode of John Checks His Mic to see if it's on, because that's a constant battle every single time I turn this on. But welcome back, right, to another episode of Ruth. One of two is a short one. Um, so, Naomi, husband, and I was rewatching the video. I was wrong, right? Uh, Naomi's daughters are just people, right, from Moabites, and her sons just married Moabite women. And I misquoted that in the last one. That's not what I said, but that's what it is. Um, and then they're in Moabite or Moab, right, at the end of the day. And Ruth goes in, right, and she's gleaning wheat from one of the relatives of Naomi, Boaz, and in his field, and he has found favor over her, right? And allows her to go in. Pretty much do whatever she wants, really, at the end of the day. So, we'll start. Ruth's redemption assured. Then Naomi, her mother in law, said to her, My daughter, shall I not seek secret security for you, that it may be well with you? So, that's a motherly thing, right? Do you want me to like help you out, right? At the end of the day. So she stayed close. Now Boaz, whose young women you were with, is he not our relative? In fact, he is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor. Isn't that? It's a small world kind of thing, you know? Because, like, not only were they, like, linked in a way to where, like, if Orpha, the other daughter, right? If she had stayed, right, maybe she would have picked somebody who she didn't know. That wasn't a literal relative. But, like, who Ruth needed in the moment was some insider information, right? And that's about as close as you can get, is that man's relative. Because she's going to know, right? Where is he going to be? He's going to know a lot more things, right? So she's got it in, alright. Therefore, wash yourself and anoint yourself. Put on your best garment and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. Let him be merry, so he's not worrying about anything. Then it shall be when he lies down that you shall notice the place where he lies, and you shall go in, uncover his feet, and lie down, and he will tell you what you should do. And she said to her, All that you say to me I will do. This seems very old. A very old custom, right, at the end of the day. But I guess it was probably how it was done. Maybe how she wanted it to be done. The sanctity of people is much more protected, I think, in this age than it is now. But this is Naomi's advice to women, right, in general, I think. But it's, it's not advice for me. My advice in this situation, right? I'm just being literal. But my advice in this situation is to eat, drink, right? And live my life. Do the work of God and then do that. So she went down to the threshing floor and did according to all that her mother in law instructed her. And after Boaz had eaten and drinken, his heart was cheerful, and he went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain. And she came softly, uncovered his feet, and lay down. Now it happened at midnight that the man was startled and turned himself, and there a young woman was lying at his feet. And he said, Who are you? He just wakes up and there's another person there. So I think, right, when Naomi said that to Ruth, the purpose of you uncovering the feet is to wake them up. Because then Naomi was expecting him to, like, say something. But she didn't wake him up. Or he didn't say anything. Because he woke up and was scared. Which I think was funny. But I guess, who knows? This is how it played out. Because there's another, I know, right? At the end of the day, the shoe thing is an Israelitish custom, and I think they'll go into it, right? And after, right, so Boaz is asking, who are you? Where you come from? So she answered, I am Ruth, your maidservant. Take your maidservant under your wing, for you are a close relative. Then he said, Blessed are you of the Lord, my daughter, for you have shown more kindness at the end than at the beginning, in that you did not go after young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, do not fear. I will do for you all that you request, for all the people of my town know that you are a virtuous woman. Now it is true that I am a close relative. However, there is a relative closer than I. Oh, wow. And this is real information. When you suffer and you struggle through your life, understand it's for moments like this. Like when you're supposed to be out doing things, it's right. The person that Ruth needed, Naomi. Naomi knew something about Boaz, and now Boaz knows something about somebody else. Right. It's all connected. Stay the night, and in the morning it shall be that if he will perform the duty of a close relative for you, good. Let him do it. But if he does not want to perform the duty for you, then I will perform the duty for you, as the Lord lives. Lie down until morning. So she lay at his feet until morning, and she arose before one could recognize another. Real early. Then he said, Do not let it be known that the woman came to the threshing floor. So he said, you gotta keep this a secret too. Sometimes it's gotta be that way, dude. Also he said, Bring the shawl that is on you and hold it. And when she held it, he measured 6 ephahs of barley and laid it on her. Then she went into the city. Filled her up before she left. When she came to her mother-in-law, she said, Is that you, my daughter? Then she told her all that the man had done for her. And she said, The 6 ephahs of barley he gave me, for he said to me, Do not go empty-handed to your mother-in-law. Then she said, Sit still, my daughter, until you know how the matter will turn out. For the man will not rest until he has concluded the matter this day. It's going to take some time. But I'm sure God will come through. Chapter 4. This Boaz redeems Ruth. I guess it's weird phrasing, but yeah. Because they're about to get married. Now Boaz went up to the gate and sat down there, and behold, the close relative of whom Boaz had spoken came by. So Boaz said, Come aside, friend, sit down here. So he came aside and sat down. And he took 10 men of the elders of the city and said, Sit down here. So they sat down. Then he said to the close relative, Naomi, who has come back from the country of Moab, sold the piece of land which belonged to our brother Elimelech. And I thought to inform you, saying, Buy it back in the presence of the inhabitants and the elders of my people. He gonna buy back the land. If you will redeem it, redeem it. But if you will not redeem it, then tell me that I may know, for there is no one but you to redeem it, and I am next after you. And he said, I will redeem it. Then Boaz said, on the day that you buy the field from the hand of Naomi, you must also buy it from Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of the dead, to perpetuate the name of the dead through his inheritance. Ooh, let him live on. Oh, so she tells people about it, right? And the close relative said, I cannot redeem it for myself, lest I ruin my own inheritance. What does that even mean? He said, I got enough going on. uh, oh. Oh! So... So Ruth takes off Boaz's shoes. I think in what we're about to read, right? To show him that like she has something to offer, right? As an exchange of goods and services. But let's continue reading. Now this was the custom in former times in Israel concerning redeeming and exchanging. To confirm anything, one man took off his sandal and gave it to another. And this was a confirmation in Israel. So that's how you would like shake hands at the end of a deal. But Ruth take off Boaz's shoes. That has meaning. Therefore the close relative said to Boaz, buy it for yourself. So he took off his sandal. And Boaz said to the elders and all the people, you are witnesses this day that I have bought all that was Elimelech's, and all that was Chilion's and Mahlon's from the land of Naomi. Moreover, Ruth, the Moabitess, the woman of Mahlon, I have acquired as my wife, to perpetuate the name of the dead through his inheritance, that the name of the dead may not be cut off from among his brethren, and from his position at the gate. You are a witness this day. And all the people who were at the gate and the elders said, we are witnesses. The Lord make the woman who is coming to your house like Rachel and Leah, the two who built the house of Israel. And may you prosper in Ephrathah, and be famous in Bethlehem. May your house be like the house of Perez, whom Tamar bore to Judah, because of the offspring which the Lord will give you from this young woman. So he's doing like a great service by perpetuating the name of the dead. And it is a sad situation at the end, right? You know, that person is alone, not by choice, right? Which is not good, right? Widows and orphans. Gotta help them out. So Boaz took Ruth, and she became his wife. And when he went in to her, the Lord gave her conception, and she bore a son. Then the woman said to Naomi, blessed be the Lord, who has not left you this day without a close relative, and may his name be famous in Israel. And a testament to people, right? Naomi asked Ruth, she said, you gonna give up your gods? And she said yes. And this is what happened, right? All of everything that she could have wanted, I think, right? This is everything that she wanted. Kind of came true. And it, you know, had to listen. Have some patience, right? And may he be to you a restorer of life and a nourisher of your old age. For your daughter-in-law who loves you, who is better to you than 7 sons, has borne him. Then Naomi took the child and laid him on her bosom and became a nurse to him. And the neighbor woman gave him a name, saying, Obed. He is the father of Jesse, the father of David. David, King David. This is where the line starts out. This is why I'm starting here, and that's why Ruth is involved. Because King Solomon is eventually involved, and therefore Ruth has to be involved. Because that was the first deal. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Okay. Because Boaz and Ruth eventually lead to Jesus. Boom. So, Obed. Now this is the genealogy of Perez. Perez begot Hezron. Hezron begot Ram. And Ram begot Aminabad. Aminabad begot Nahshon. And Nahshon begot Salmon. Salmon begot Boaz, and Boaz begot Obed. Obed begot Jesse, and Jesse begot David, and David begot Solomon. And then we end up in Kings. So we're going to start Samuel next time. This is Samuel, right, at the end of the day? This is Samuel. He said, ooh, I'm so strong and sexy. That was him. Living with the Philistines. Living in a holy life. Who knows? We're going to read, though. When you have customs, follow them. They work. This is probably like a righteous thing to do at the end of the day, right? To make things right. And when you're building a structure, right, you will use a square. And they'll use like laser things now. Whatever. But, you know, like levels and whatnot. But you gotta make sure that, because, like, it's a situation, if you're looking at situations, and Boaz is looking at this situation, and he's probably like, yeah, that's not fair. And I'm sure he talked to Naomi, and the whole thing happened right in the background that's not stated in here, right? Because this is a family, so conversations were to be had. And he did this all in front of everybody as well. He said, I'm doing it then. Which, I don't know. Maybe he had too many wives already. He said, can't swing it. Can't do it. Can't be done. Got too much. Or maybe he had not enough money. I don't know. Maybe... Who knows, right? At the end of the day, they didn't say. It's just... God certainly works. And it should show you faith, right? God doesn't put you in situations for no reason. Like, if you're in a situation, keep going with it, right? Until you die. For him, for real. Don't be scared of it. It's going to happen one day anyways. So just continue to make choices for God. So, where are we at? We're going to read Numbers. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And give y'all peace. What am I doing today? I gotta mow the lawn. Going to a barbecue. Relaxing. Trying not to. It does, right? It's like waves of just emotion, sometimes. It's a lot to deal with. But in God, we're fine. Everything's good. It's going to be a good day. So thank God. Thank you for watching. And have a good day.